All right, time is 7 o'clock. Very good evening, everyone. And we have already with us Dr. Monika ma'am, who is the resource person for this workshop today and tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, once again for joining this workshop. And it's my great pleasure to briefly introduce ma'am. Dr. Monika Gupta ma'am, presently working as a professor, marketing and general management in Chitkara University. She holds a PhD in management, UGC NET in management, MBA marketing and information technology, and has close to 2 decades of work experience, including corporate. Ma'am has been teaching different subjects related to marketing, strategic management, consumer behavior, and published 26 papers in Scopus, including edited books or publications, etc. She has earned many awards and many consulting assignments, close to 1 lakhs. So it's a great pleasure for all of us to have ma'am with us for this particular workshop. And I request Dr. Monika ma'am to kindly please take over the session. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much, sir, for this opportunity and for such an elaborated introduction. Welcome, participants, to the first day of the workshop. As sir has already mentioned, that the workshop is on designing effective questionnaires for research, ensuring sensitivity, reliability, and validity. So, first, let me give you the overview of what we are going to cover. Yes, please. Pardon? Please repeat. Hello. Any query? Please repeat. Hello. Am I
Thank
audible?
Continue, ma'am.
Okay. So you can see the content part that we are going to cover. So we have divided it into different paths, like introduction to questionnaire design, wherein we will focus on overview of questionnaire use in research, objectives of a good questionnaire, and the goals of this workshop. Then we will confine our discussion on principles of questionnaire design, focusing on understanding the research problem, question types, constructing effective questions, and question order and flow. Then ensuring reliability in questionnaires, wherein we will focus our discussion on what is reliability, techniques to enhance reliability, and using Cronbach alpha for internal consistency. Then ensuring validity in questionnaires with focus on what is validity, and then we will also discuss what is the difference between content construct and criterion validity. Then sensitivity in questionnaires. From here on, we will take up tomorrow, wherein we will discuss how we can define sensitivity, how we can ensure it, and how can we handle sensitive topics. Then we will discuss pilot testing and refining the questionnaire, wherein we will discuss importance of pilot testing, how to conduct a pilot test, and cognitive interviewing. Then ethical considerations in questionnaire design, wherein we will discuss what we mean by informed consent, anonymity and confidentiality, and handling sensitive data. So now onwards, let us continue with today's session, as I have already given you the overview. So let us start with the first part, that is introduction to questionnaire design. So as we all know, in research, questionnaires play a vital role in gathering structured, quantifiable data. They are especially useful for measuring behaviors, attitudes, and perceptions in fields such as consumer behavior. Today, we will focus on two types of questionnaires, that is self administered, wherein participants fill out forms independently, offering privacy and minimal bias, and interviewer administered, which allows researchers to clarify responses but may introduce interviewer bias. The primary goals of a well designed questionnaire are to ensure data sensitivity, reliability, and validity. Reliable data is consistent. Valid data measures what we intend to measure, and sensitivity ensures respondents are comfortable answering the questions. So balancing these three elements reduces respondent burden, keeping them engaged and yielding better responses. So let us go through a caselet to explore it further. A study on consumer brand loyalty used a self-administered questionnaire to capture honest responses on brand satisfaction. By ensuring anonymity, the study reduced social desirability bias, yielding reliable data on loyalty factors. So, why might a self administered questionnaire reduce bias? You may type your answer in the chat. Why might a self administered question reduce bias? Anything that comes to your mind? Basically, anonymity minimizes social desirability bias. Then, what are the primary objectives of a questionnaire? Anyone? The answers are there in the caselet itself. Okay. To gather reliable, valid, and unbiased data. Now you can explore what we have discussed till now. Which questionnaire type reduces social desirability bias? Interviewer administered or self administered? You may type your answer in the chat window. Which questionnaire type reduces social desirability bias? It is self-administered. A key objective of a questionnaire design is increasing survey complexity or reducing respondent burden. Yes, please. Just explore the topic and try to find. It is reducing respondent burden. Now you can perform an activity. You can draft a simple self-administered question on brand perception using Google Forms. I hope all of you are aware how to create a Google form. In case anyone wants, I can explain. You can mention your responses in the chat. So, how to perform this activity? First, you need to define brand perception and objective. For this, you can start by identifying the specific aspect of brand perception to be measured. In this case, the focus is on customer perception of brand quality, whether customers view the brand positively in terms of quality. Then you need to formulate a clear question. For this, you can write a straightforward question that captures the essence of brand perception without ambiguity. For example, the question could be, how would you rate the quality of our brand compared to others you use? So you can replace this example with your uh, topic of research, and this way you can continue. Then you need to choose a response scale. For this, you can select a scale that allows respondents to indicate their perception accurately. A 5-point Likert scale is suitable here, which varies from much lower quality to same quality to much higher quality. Then you can set up everything in Google Form, the first three steps as we have discussed. For this, you can open a Google Form and create a new form. Then you click on the question field and type the question. Then you choose multiple choice or linear scale as the question type. And then you can enter the answer choices to match the 5-point Likert scale provided above. Then you can set the question as required to ensure all respondents provide an answer. I hope these points are able to clarify the steps to be taken. Then you can see an example of a final question in the Google form. So the question is, how would you rate the quality of our brand compared to others you use? And you can use this 5-point Likert scale. So what could be the solution? This self-administered question and response format provides a straightforward assessment of brand perception, capturing the respondent's comparative view of brand quality. Using Google Forms allows respondents to answer anonymously and honestly, making it easier to collect unbiased data. Now let us move on to the second topic, that is principles of questionnaire design. For this, we will first discuss the importance, that is understanding the research problem is foundational to designing effective questionnaires. We can start by defining research objectives. What is our aim to measure and why? Next, we can identify our key variables. I hope all of are aware of what we mean by dependent and independent variables. Dependent variables are the main outcomes, such as consumer satisfaction, and independent variables could include factors like age or income. And control variables are constants like product type. In consumer behavior, understanding how these variables interact helps construct questions that accurately capture relationships. For example, if studying brand loyalty, questions should align with the factors like satisfaction, quality, and perceived value, directly connecting to research objectives. You can explore this concept with the help of a case study. A study on customer satisfaction identified income and purchase frequency as independent variables, popularly called as IVs, affecting satisfaction. Questions aligned closely with these factors, producing insights into impact of income on loyalty. So the first question arises, why is variable identification critical in questionnaire design? Just think for a while and respond. Why is variable identification critical in questionnaire design? Basically, it guides the structure and focus of the questions. Then, how can research objectives influence question content? How can research objectives influence question content? These ensure each question is relevant to research goals. The dependent variables are factors that remain constant or outcomes being measured. Anyone? DV, dependent variables. These are outcomes being measured. Research objectives, very right, Jyoti ma'am. Thank you so much. I hope now you understood the flow of the presentation. Thanks for responding. Keep up the spirit. Research objectives help to determine question relevance or increase sample size. Think for a while and then respond. Everyone should participate. Okay, Jyoti ma'am. Others?
Determine question relevance.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Determine question relevance. Yeah, I understand it takes initially time to know the flow of the workshop. Now you can perform one activity. I hope all of us are ready with paper and pen so that we can perform activity side by side. It will give you experiential learning, which is the actual purpose of organizing any workshop. Identify dependent and independent variables for a brand loyalty survey. How can you do this? For this, first you define the research objective, establish the goal, such as identifying factors affecting brand loyalty. Then identify devious, that is dependent variables. The DV in this case is, what is the DV here? It is brand loyalty, the primary outcome that survey aims to measure. Then you can identify potential IVs, independent variables. Here are certain examples in this case, like product quality. that is how customers perceive the product's quality. Customer satisfaction, that is level of satisfaction with previous purchases. Customer service, that is quality and accessibility of customer support. Then price perception, that is how customers view the product's price relative to quality. And then brand image, that is customers overall impression of the brand. Then you see how we have mentioned the example: DV, brand loyalty; IVs, product quality, customer satisfaction. Sorry. Then customer service, price perception, and brand image. These vary based on your study that you have undertaken and how you want to take the study forward. So, what could be the solution? By identifying the DVs and IVs, researchers can structure questions around how each IV affects the DV. For instance, questions about customer satisfaction might indicate whether it significantly influences brand loyalty. Then, close-ended questions. Basically, choosing question types is essential for effective questionnaire design. Closed-ended questions offer structured responses, ideal for quantitative data analysis, whereas open-ended questions allow respondents to share detailed insights. Each type serves a unique purpose in consumer behavior. Scales enhance measurement accuracy. The Likert scale gauges agreement intensity. The semantic differential scale contrasts attitude, for example, from unfavorable to favorable. And the Gutman scale measures hierarchical agreement, for example, a Likert scale question like, I am loyal to this brand on a scale of 1, which may refer to strongly disagree, to 5, that is strongly agree, which offers clear data on loyalty intensity. Now see the caselet. A study on brand perception used a Likert scale to quantify consumer attitudes towards quality, allowing researchers to identify key drivers of brand loyalty. So why are close-ended questions valuable in quantitative studies? Why are closed-ended questions valuable in quantitative studies? Basically, they provide structured data for analysis. How do scales enhance questionnaire precision? How do scales enhance questionnaire precision? Basically, they quantify attitudes and responses accurately. Now, Likert scales measure hierarchical agreement or agreement intensity. Likert scale. Just think for a while.
Hierarchical agreement. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? Likert scale. It is a 5-point scale. Measuring
ma'am.
from, pardon, ma'am?
D, ma'am.
Okay, so we need one more response at least because we got two different answers. Yes, please. You now see the example of Likert scale again so that you can think and you can provide the response. Let me show you the previous slide. I have shown one example. Yes, see, here is one Likert scale, much lower quality to same quality to much higher quality, right? And we have assigned 1 to much lower quality and 5 to much higher quality. Now, see the question again. Whenever you get stuck, just think of an example and then respond. Similarly, other example we have discussed here, I think. Okay, here we have discussed DVs and IVs. Yes, here I have mentioned what Likert scale measures. We have seen this slide. right? Then we had this caselet, and now tell me. It is?
Agreement intensity.
Yes. Now right. Thank you so much, sir. It is agreement intensity. Yes. Open-ended questions are best for quantitative data or in-depth qualitative insights. Open-ended. Yes, please.
In-depth qualitative insights.
Okay, very right. It is in-depth qualitative insights. So this also gives me confidence that learners are now gaining and they are focused. Now let us perform an activity to explore this. You need to design a Likert scale question on consumer satisfaction. In place of consumer satisfaction, you may take any topic of your choice, or to understand the concept, you may continue with this example. It is your choice. Now, what to do? First, select the attributes to measure. For this, choose a specific aspect of consumer satisfaction, such as overall product satisfaction. Then create the statement. That is, write a clear statement related to the attribute. For example, I am satisfied with the quality of this product. Now choose the scale based on above two pointers. That is, you have to decide on a 5-point Likert scale. Now, since we are talking about satisfaction, so you want to measure satisfaction related to quality, right? So satisfaction, how can you measure? So the scale could be strongly disagree to neutral to strongly agree, right? Now, see what is the example statement now with the scale. I am satisfied with the quality of this product. So this Likert scale question allows respondents to express their degree of their satisfaction, providing quantitative data that can be analyzed to assess overall consumer satisfaction. Now, constructing effective questions, clarity and simplicity. Clear, simple, and unbiased questions improve response quality. Ambiguity and complexity can confuse respondents, affecting data reliability. Clear wording is vital. Avoid jargon and complex phrases. Simplicity means using concise language and focusing on one idea per question. In consumer behavior, leading questions can skew responses. For example, rather than asking, don't you agree our product is excellent? A neutral phrase like, how would you rate our product? Let me repeat. First, I said, don't you agree that our product is excellent? And a neutral phrase, how would you rate our product? So this encourages unbiased responses. Avoid double barrel questions that ask two things simultaneously, such as how satisfied are you with our service and price? I hope you understood double barrel. How will you get to know the response is related to service or the price? So you should measure each element separately, right? The more clarity we have in our questions, the more accurate responses we will get, and accordingly, the study will shape up. A consumer perception survey improved clarity by simplifying language, leading to higher completion rates and more reliable data on product preferences. So, why is clear wording essential in questionnaires? Why is clear wording essential in questionnaires? Basically, It prevents misunderstandings and ensures accurate responses.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you. What issues arise with double-barreled questions? What issues arise with double-barreled questions?
It creates confusion actually in the question.
Very right. It creates confusion in the questionnaire and makes it unclear which aspect the respondent is addressing. Right? Thank you so much. Now, ambiguous questions are improve data accuracy or confuse respondents. What ambiguous questions do? What is their role? Okay, right, ma'am. Anyone else? Yes,
Yes,
right.
yes,
Yes,
yes. Mm.
very right. It confuses the respondents. Thank you so much, everyone, for wonderful responses and participativeness. Leading questions. Whether these encourage unbiased answers or these influence responses. I have given you the example. Don't you agree? Or how do you rate? Leading question. Yes. Encourage unbiased answers or influence respondents?
It's influence responses actually.
Yes. When I said don't you agree, it means I am trying to influence the response. So these influence responses. Very right, sir. Now you need to perform an activity again. Rewrite a biased question to be neutral and clear. I hope this is clear. So for this, first identify the bias question. For example, a bias question might read, as I mentioned, don't you agree that our product is the best in the market? So we are just influencing. Don't you agree? It means we are forcing the person to say, yes, yes, I agree. So we need to remove leading language. We need to rewrite the question to remove the bias and lead. We need to use neutral phrasing that doesn't imply an expected answer. So this is important. We need to use neutral phrasing that doesn't imply an expected answer. So the rephrased question could be, how would you rate our product compared to others in the market? Now here you are giving full liberty to respondents to mention even response one, disagree, strongly disagree, neutral, whatever they want, rather than selecting four or five option only, either agree or strongly agree. I hope I am able to clarify and all of you are enjoying the session. Now,
Yes, sir.
thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am. So the example solution, now I hope it is clear, the bias question and then the neutral question. So whenever you want to frame your questionnaire, you can keep these in mind. You can recall what we are discussing today, and it will add to quality to your questionnaire and ultimately contribute to valuable research. The revised question eliminates any leading language, allowing respondents to provide a more honest evaluation of the product. Now, constructing effective questions. First, we will discuss language and tone considerations. Language and tone are crucial in questionnaire design. To ensure clarity and inclusivity, questions must be crafted in language appropriate for respondents' literacy and cultural context. For instance, in a consumer behavior survey targeting general consumers, avoid technical jargon and complex terminology. Neutral tone prevents bias. Phrasing questions without emotionally charged or suggestive words is essential to avoid influencing responses. Cultural sensitivity is also key, ensuring that the language respects diverse backgrounds and avoids culturally specific references that might confuse or alienate some respondents. A question like, how does our product enhance your life, should instead be neutral, such as, how would you rate the usefulness of our product? I'll repeat again. So, earlier I said, how does our product enhance your life? So, we can convert this question into neutral question by stating, how would you rate the usefulness of our product? So, a study examining global brand perceptions revised its questionnaire for cultural appropriateness using neutral, clear language. Sorry. A study examining global brand perceptions revised its questionnaire for cultural appropriateness using neutral, clear language across multiple languages to ensure comparability in responses. So, why is neutral language important in a questionnaire? I hope all of you understood by now. Importance of using neutral language in a questionnaire. It prevents leading responses and biases.
Bias.
Yes, thank you. How can cultural insensitivity affect questionnaire responses? How can cultural insensitivity affect questionnaire responses? It can alienate responses and reduce data reliability. So we need to always take into consideration the target audience and what is their cultural background. We are working globally and there is huge variation across cultures. So always take care of cultural aspects while framing the questions. It should not hurt sentiments of anyone, maybe unknowingly. We need to take utmost care. So neutral tone helps to influence responses positively or reduce response bias.
Reduce response
Reduce
bias.
response times.
Okay, thank you. Yes, both of you are right. Reduce response bias. Culturally insensitive questions increase response accuracy or may confuse or offend respondents.
B.
Okay,
Yeah.
others?
B.
Okay, thank you so much. Both are right. It is B, may confuse or offend respondents. Now you can perform one activity to explore it further. You can rewrite a question to improve its cultural sensitivity and neutrality. For this, first identify culturally insensitive wording. See the original question. This is just an example. Please don't take it personally. We are not targeting any religion or culture in specific. How often do you celebrate Christmas, or you may say any other festival like Diwali, with family gatherings? How do you often how often do you celebrate Christmas or Diwali with family gatherings? Now you need to adjust this to generalize for all cultures. So we need to avoid assumptions about specific cultural practices. We need to reframe the question to apply to all participants. So the rephrased question could be, how often do you participate in family gatherings for special occasions? Now, I hope you understand the difference. How often do you celebrate Christmas or Diwali with family gatherings? Or how often do you participate in family gatherings for special occasions?
Yeah.
I hope this is better. Rephrased one.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is what we need to take care. Sometimes we are so busy or focused in our research that we may overlook such aspects, though it is not our intention. But how do the respondents understand what is our intention? They are not aware, they are not familiar with us. So we ourselves need to take care of it. Then I hope now I have already explained this cultural specific question followed by culturally sensitive question, right? So the revised question respects cultural diversity, allowing people of different backgrounds to answer without cultural bias. This is very important step. Now question order and flow. The order and flow of questions are as crucial as the questions themselves. Logical sequencing helps respondents navigate through the questionnaire naturally, preventing confusion or survey fatigue. Start with broader questions to build comfort, then funnel down to more specific ones, a structure known as the funnel structure. For example, in a consumer survey, start with a question like, how often do you buy skincare products? And then follow with specific product related questions. Transition statements provide context, helping guide respondents between different question sections. Balancing between general and specific questions keeps respondents engaged without overwhelming them, enhancing response quality. A brand loyalty study structured questions in a logical sequence, starting from broad consumer habits to specific brand related questions. This flow improved response rates by minimizing confusion and encouraging survey completion. How does a logical flow benefit questionnaire responses? Yes, it makes the survey easier to navigate, improving response rates. Why is it important to start with general questions? Yes. Why we always start with general questions, even in routine conversation, not only research?
Mhm. To start with, the flow has to increase with the
Yes.
general questions.
Yes.
Progressive. It is a progressive actually.
Yeah. Basically,
Funnel.
general. Yes, please. Please continue. Yes, sir. Please repeat. John, sir, you want to add something? Okay. General questions build comfort before more specific enquiries. A funnel structure starts with specific questions or general questions. Funnel, we understand, broader at the top and then narrow down. Yes.
Okay. Start with general questions, then goes
General.
Yes.
progressing to specific questions.
Very right. We need to start with general questions in funnel structure. Transition statements help maintain question flow or reduce question count. Transition statement. Maintain questionnaire flow or reduce question count. It is,
Yeah, ma'am. A.
yes, it is A. Maintain questionnaire flow. Now, to perform this activity, you need to arrange a set of questions into logical sequence. How can we do this? First, we need to identify general questions. So we can start with general questions about product usage. For example, how often do you purchase skincare products? Now you need to move to specific questions. First, think on your own what can be the specific questions. So you need to follow with detailed questions about satisfaction, product quality, and brand trust. Now recall your IVs. that we have identified earlier. So example sequence can be, how often do you purchase skincare products? How satisfied are you with the results of this product? How likely are you to recommend this brand to others? So see the sequence. How often do you purchase? Now what we can ask? How often do you purchase? Then satisfaction, then recommendation. We cannot recommend in the beginning. We cannot ask for satisfaction before discussing purchase. So the flow must be there. This funnel approach starts with broader questions to ease respondents into the survey, moving towards specific and reflective questions for richer data. Now let us move on to the third aspect related to reliability in questionnaires. Ensuring reliability, types and techniques. So as
Madam,
we,
excuse
yes,
me, madam.
yes,
Would you be
yes.
able to share this PPTs or we need to write it down?
Bhola sir will share the recordings with you, and
Okay.
recordings cover this PPT.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. So reliability is a measure of consistency in a questionnaire. Retest reliability checks if the questionnaire produces similar results over time, suitable for stable traits like brand loyalty. Internal consistency examines if related questions measure the same construct, commonly assessed using Cronbach's alpha. Inter-rater reliability is relevant when respondents are assessed by multiple raters, ensuring consistency among them. Techniques for enhancing reliability include using uniform question phrasing and standardized response formats, both of which help reduce variability in responses. For example, a consumer survey on brand trust should maintain similar language across all questions about trust factors to ensure consistent interpretation. A study on consumer loyalty validated internal consistency with Cronbach's alpha, achieving high reliability using consistent wording and response formats across loyalty related questions. So, why is internal consistency important in multi item scales? Basically, it ensures that all items measure the same construct. That is the reason. How can standardized response formats improve reliability? It reduces response variability, enhancing data consistency. So internal consistency is measured with test-retest method or Cronbach's alpha.
B.
Okay. Others?
B.
D. Okay. So all of you are right. It is Cronbach's alpha B. Thank you. Reliability ensures consistent results over time or variable responses.
A.
Okay. Others? Yes, you are right. It is A, consistent results over time. Now you can perform one activity. You can calculate Cronbach's alpha for sample data on SPSS. See, if you are familiar with how to create and use Google form, how to use SPSS, how to calculate Cronbach alpha using SPSS, that is fine. But if you want me to perform and share the screen and show how to create Google form, how to use SPSS, how to calculate Cronbach alpha, please let me know. I will share the screen and I will show you. It is your choice. As you suggest, I will perform. Otherwise, I have put a sample here. So you see, we have taken a sample to perform the activity. In the first column, I have taken the respondents. So it is just for example, I have shown 5 respondents, but the larger the sample size, the more accurate the results will be. So I have taken three variables and we have a question related to each IV like or DV, it like satisfaction, trust, and recommendation. And seeing the responses, we observe that the responses are gathered on 5-point Likert scale. Now, how to perform SPSS? First, enter the data in the data view in the SPSS, then click Analyze tab, then drop down menu will appear, click Scale, and then click Reliability Analysis. Then select first Q1, Q2, Q3 as items. Move these to item box, then set model to alpha, and then click OK. So, a high Cronbach's alpha typically more than or equal to zero point 0.7 suggests internal consistency, meaning these items consistently measure aspects of consumer satisfaction. Using Cronbach's alpha for internal consistency. Cronbach's alpha is widely used to measure internal consistency, confirming that items in a scale are all related to the same construct. A Cronbach's alpha of zero point 0.7 or higher is generally acceptable, indicating reliable inter-item consistency. Calculating Cronbach's alpha in software like SPSS involves generating an alpha coefficient for each item and reviewing item total correlations. Higher values indicate that each question aligns well with the overall scale. In consumer behavior studies, Cronbach's alpha helps verify that questions about satisfaction, trust, and loyalty consistently capture overall consumer sentiment. I hope I am able to clarify. Now, to explore this further, you can go through this caselet. A brand perception survey achieved a Cronbach's alpha of 0.85, confirming the consistency of items measuring consumer trust. This high score ensured that the study reliably captured the brand trust dimension. What does a high Cronbach's alpha indicate? What does a high Cronbach's alpha indicate?
High reliability.
Yes, it indicates strong alignment among related items. Very right. Why is internal consistency crucial in questionnaires? Why is internal consistency crucial in questionnaires? It ensures items measure the same construct consistently. A Cronbach's alpha of 0.85 suggests poor consistency or good consistency.
Good
Good
consistency.
consistency.
Very right. Good consistency. Internal consistency helps in measuring unrelated items or ensuring reliable responses across items.
B.
B.
Right. It is B, ensuring reliable responses across items. Now you can perform an activity to explore it further. You can compute Cronbach's alpha using sample data in SPSS. For this, you can take this data set or you can create your own data set. Then you can put the data in SPSS, then navigate to analyze, to scale, to reliability analysis, add all the three questions to the items list, and then select alpha under model and then click OK. So this activity reinforces calculating internal consistency across survey items, helping ensure reliable data on consumer behavior. Then we can move on to the concept of validity. So validity in questionnaires, its definition and types. As we all know, validity ensures that a questionnaire accurately measures what it is intended to measure. For example, in consumer behavior, validity might determine if a loyalty survey truly assesses loyalty factors such as satisfaction and trust. Content validity involves comprehensive coverage of the relevant topics, often reviewed by experts. Construct validity checks if question aligns with theoretical concepts, analyzing if brand trust truly reflects underlying dimensions of quality, satisfaction, etc. Criterion validity compares results with external standards or benchmarks, helping confirm the accuracy of the questionnaire in real world settings. High validity confirms that the data collected is both reliable and meaningful for research. A study on customer satisfaction tested for construct validity by ensuring questions aligned with established theories of satisfaction. By validating with the theoretical model, researchers ensured accurate measurements across all satisfaction dimensions. How does criterion validity support questionnaire accuracy? Criterion validity. It ensures data aligns with established benchmarks. Why is construct validity essential in research? It confirms that questions measure intended theoretical concepts. Now, content validity ensures comprehensive topic coverage or consistent results over time.
B. Hmm. Consistent results over time.
See the word content.
A comprehensive topic coverage.
So, two responses. I need one more response at least.
A.
Okay. Yes, it is a comprehensive topic coverage. Construct validity aligns with statistical standards or theoretical concepts.
B. Theoretical concept.
Right.
Theoretical concepts.
Right. It is B, theoretical concepts. The names have been given, very thoughtful names have been given to these types of validity. The names indicate the response. Now, to explore this further, identify constructs for a customer satisfaction or a consumer satisfaction questionnaire. Let us perform this activity. So, first you need to define constructs such as satisfaction, product quality, or brand loyalty. A construct consists of n number of attributes. Like satisfaction again consists of various attributes. So example constructs and associated questions could be, for example, in context with satisfaction, we can create a question, how satisfied are you with the product's performance? So when we are saying how satisfied, it means we are making use of Likert scale to measure the response. Highly satisfied, satisfied, neutral, dissatisfied, highly dissatisfied. Product quality, how would you rate the durability of the product? Brand loyalty, how likely are you to purchase from this brand again? So you see, each construct helps to measure different aspects of consumer satisfaction, offering a multi-dimensional view. No doubt we are measuring consumer satisfaction, but from different dimensions. Content validity. Let us explore this further. Comprehensive coverage and expert review. Content validity guarantees that a questionnaire covers all relevant aspects of the concept. For instance, a consumer loyalty survey must address satisfaction, brand loyalty, and trustworthiness. Involving experts is crucial. They provide insights into whether the questions fully capture all necessary elements. A checklist for topic coverage helps ensure no area is missed. After gathering expert feedback, adjust questions as needed to improve comprehensiveness. For example, if experts suggest adding a section on brand ethics for a brand loyalty survey, integrate this aspect to cover consumer perceptions of corporate responsibility comprehensively. A study assessing brand loyalty involved field experts to validate content. Their feedback led to adding new questions on brand ethics, which increased the comprehensiveness of the survey. So, how does expert review enhance content validity? How does expert review enhance content validity? Basically, experts ensure all relevant areas are covered. What is the benefit of a checklist in questionnaire design? Benefit of a checklist. It ensures systematic topic coverage. Yes, sir, want to say something?
It's okay, sir. Continue. Please continue.
Okay, thank you. Content validity is assessed by statistical analysis only or reviewing topic coverage with experts. Content.
B. B.
Okay. Okay. Others? Yes, ma'am is. Yes, ma'am?
B.
B.
Yeah, all of you are right. It is B, reviewing topic coverage with experts. Expert feedback improves data collection speed or content comprehensiveness.
B.
Yes, it is B, content comprehensiveness. Now you can create a checklist of topics for a customer loyalty survey. So what you can do? You can create a checklist. As I have mentioned, you can cover pointers like brand trust, product quality, customer satisfaction, purchase frequency, likelihood of recommendation. So these topics are central to understanding the factors influencing customer loyalty, covering both attitudinal and behavioral dimensions. Now construct validity, theory alignment and factor analysis. Construct validity ensures that questionnaire items accurately measure theoretical constructs. For example, if assessing customer loyalty, each item should reflect loyalty-related theories like trust, satisfaction, and product reliability. Factor analysis is a common method to test construct validity as it groups items based on correlations, confirming they measure the same construct. Theoretical grounding supports construct validity by aligning questions with the established theories. For instance, satisfaction should be measured in alignment with frameworks of consumer satisfaction. High construct validity indicates that the questionnaire items measure intended theoretical dimensions consistently. A study on customer satisfaction conducted factor analysis, grouping items into themes like service quality and product reliability. This confirmed that questions accurately reflected the theoretical constructs of satisfaction. Why is construct validity necessary in a theoretical questionnaire? Why is construct validity necessary? It ensures items accurately measure theoretical constructs. How does factor analysis support construct validity? How does factor analysis support construct validity? It verifies that items correlate with specific dimensions. Factor analysis is used for validating theoretical constructs or increasing response rates.
A.
Okay. Others?
A. Validating theoretical construct.
Very right. The answer is A, validating theoretical constructs. Construct validity aligns items with random concepts or theoretical frameworks.
Theoretical
B.
frameworks.
B.
Very right. Theoretical frameworks. Now you can perform a basic factor analysis using sample data, using SPSS. So you can take any sample data table as we have discussed earlier. Then you can open SPSS, load data, then go to analyze, then dimension reduction, and then click factor. And then you can move these questions as variables, and then you can run the analysis and interpret component loadings. So factor analysis clusters questions, confirming if they represent the same underlying factors like satisfaction or loyalty. Now, criterion validity, that is correlating with standards. Criterion validity tests how well a questionnaire aligns with established standards. For instance, a brand loyalty survey with high criterion validity will correlate well with the actual consumer purchase patterns. Two main types are predictive and concurrent validity. Predictive validity measures how well questionnaire outcomes predict future behavior, such as satisfaction survey forecasting repeat purchases. Concurrent validity checks for correlation with established tools, confirming accuracy by comparing results. High criterion validity indicates the questionnaire is both practical and relevant in real-world applications. A study on customer satisfaction demonstrated predictive validity by correlating questionnaire scores with actual repeat purchases over 6 months, confirming the survey's effectiveness in predicting customer loyalty. How does predictive validity enhance questionnaire utility? It shows if responses can forecast future behavior. Why is concurrent validity useful in new survey design? It validates the survey against established measures. Predictive validity measures past behaviors or future behaviors.
B.
B.
Right, it is B, future behaviors. Predict. Concurrent validity involves comparing to established tools or testing item reliability. Concurrent. Yes,
A.
it is A, comparing to established tools. Now you can perform an activity. Design a question that could predict future behavior, such as repeat purchases. For this, you can define the predictive behavior. You can start by identifying the behavior you wish to predict. In this example, the focus is on repeat purchase intent, which is critical for evaluating customer loyalty and forecasting future sales. Then we can formulate the question. We can construct a clear forward-looking question. The question should encourage respondents to think about the likelihood of engaging in the behavior in the specified time frame. For example, the question could be, how likely are you to purchase from this brand again in the next 6 months? So you see how much of the effort is involved in creating this question, right? How much we need to think about, how many angles we need to take into consideration. So we need to choose an appropriate answer scale. We can provide a scale that allows respondents to indicate their likelihood accurately. A 5-point Likert scale works well here, varying from very unlikely to neutral to very likely. Then you can consider additional predictive elements. For a more detailed analysis, you could add follow-up questions, such as, what factors might influence your decision to repurchase? How many times have you purchased from this brand in the past year? So the final question and scale, how likely are you to purchase from this brand again in the next 6 months, and the 5-point scale. So this predictive question and scale offers insights into a respondent's purchase intentions, providing data that can be used to forecast future brand loyalty trends. By analyzing responses, researchers can identify customer segments more inclined to repurchase, offering actionable insights for marketing strategies. If you want, we can discuss this sensitivity today. Should we go ahead?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let us continue. Okay, this I have planned for, I think, next session, tomorrow's session. Okay, now what I would like to show here is the research paper, which will help you understand this concept further. Let us discuss that. Let me show you the research paper. Just a moment. I hope all of you can see this research paper, right?
No.
Yes, this research paper is having two parts, as you see. Today we will be discussing part 1, right? Because this will give you further confidence and further answers your queries, if any. So the paper is provided by Priya Ranganathan and Carlo Carda, right? So you can see the abstract itself, where we have mentioned that the questionnaires, about questionnaires they have mentioned, what is their importance and how we can obtain the information using the questionnaires, how we can design them, right? And what are the applications and limitations, and how a new questionnaire can be developed. I think this is the objective of the workshop also. So let us explore this. So introduction is given here, followed by what is a research questionnaire, what actually the questionnaire is. Then the strengths and limitations of a questionnaire, then types of a questionnaire, right? We have discussed depending on the mode of administration, then depending on the format of the questions, then structured questions formats like single choice type, wherein they have mentioned, yes, only one choice you can select, like your marital status, your then MCQs, right? Then rating scales, then numerical scales, symbiotic scales, then other variables. Then we can discuss about matrix questionnaire, which consists of a series of rows with items to be answered with a series of columns providing the same answer options, right? So again, an effective way. Then using pre-existing questionnaires versus developing a new questionnaire, right? So I hope you are aware of, we can use standard questionnaires which are already proven. Like in case of marketing, we have marketing scales, a book published by Sage Publications, where we have got n number of questionnaires which are already been tested and designed. But if we are creating on our own, we need to check its sensitivity, validity, and reliability. So designing a new research questionnaire, how we can gather the content, how we can create a list of questions. So though we have already discussed, but this will further support your queries, answers to your queries. So examples of poorly phrased questions in a research question. Original question, what is the issue in this question? and how you can rephrase. Right? So you see, just a moment. Yes. Then testing a questionnaire. Yes, we always recommend pilot testing, as I have mentioned today, which we will discuss in detail. Right? So if you want, I can share this paper with sir and sir will share with you.
Sure.
Yeah. Any queries? Anyone? Should we want to quickly revise or this is enough for today?
Yeah.
Should we wind up?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much everyone for your active participation and your interest that you have maintained throughout the session, because your interest keeps us alive. It also motivates us to deliver more effectively. Thank you so much. Over to sir. Bola sir. Bola sir. Just a moment. Basically, we keep this time for discussion, the 20 minutes. When we discuss case studies and we expect answers from the respondents, then it takes time. That is why we plan the session accordingly.
So today we'll call it off.
Pardon?
Is it over now?
Yeah,
It's over?
I'm just trying to approach sir.
I think he's left, it seems.
Let me see if he responds, because he must be joining again at 8:30. Okay, in the meantime, you can discuss about your questions, your questionnaires, and your topics. If you have any problem you are coming across, or we can quickly revise what we have discussed today. In the meantime, I suppose sir will join. Should we revise quickly?
Yes.
Let us revise quickly. So I hope if we look at the content again, you will now get further clarity. Initially, though I have shown these slides, but the mindset is little different. Now we have explored all these topics in detail. I think it is now providing further clarity. Now we can see in the first topic related to introduction to questionnaire design, we have discussed the importance of data collection and types of questionnaires, self-administered and interviewer administered. Then we have discussed how to gather reliable, valid, and sensitive information and reduce respondent burden and avoid bias. Then we have discussed understanding of key concepts of reliability, validity, and sensitivity, and learned practical steps to create a well-designed questionnaire. Yes, another buffer that we have taken, like we expect learners to perform the activities in the class. So another thing is, okay, let me complete this first. Okay, then we have discussed how to align questions with research objectives and hypotheses, and how to identify key variables like DV, IB, and control variables. Then we have discussed close-ended and open-ended questions and Likert semantic differential Gutman and other skills. Then we have discussed about clarity, simplicity, and avoidance of leading double-barreled and biased questions, and considerations of language, tone, and terminology. Then we have confined our discussion on logical sequencing, wherein we have discussed funnel structure followed by branching, and then transition statements to ease the flow of the respondents. And then we ensured a balance between general and specific questions. Then we ensured and we have discussed definition and types, test, retest, internal consistency, and inter-rater reliability. Then we had a discussion on consistent wording structure, pre-testing and pilot studies, and standardized response formats. Then we had our discussion on explanation and interpretation of reliability coefficients and tips for improving low reliability scores. Then we discussed about uh, definition and types of validity, content, construct, and criterion validity. In content validity, we ensured comprehensive coverage of the subject matter and reviewing items with experts and stakeholders. Then we had discussion on theoretical grounding and alignment with concepts and factor analysis to confirm dimensionality under construct validity. Then we discuss how to correlate questionnaire outcomes with external standards. And we also had discussion on predictive and concurrent validity under criterion validity. Now, does anyone want to know how to create a Google form, or everyone is aware? Otherwise, I can share the screen and show how to create a Google form. How to find Likert scale over there if you want to gather data. Are you aware of it, or should I show?
Yes, ma'am. Please share.
Thank you. Okay, let me share. Okay, let me share my screen first. Okay. Because this will help you in having the practical exposure of what we have discussed today. Okay. So you see my email ID. Then you can click on these 9 dots. Then you can click on forms in purple color, this one. Right? Then click on this tab. Can you see? Forms. No? You are able to see only the email. Right? Let me stop it and share the entire screen again. I thought I have shared the screen. Just a moment. Okay, I have to do entire screen. Just a moment. Yes. Now I think you can see. Let me repeat the steps again. What I did is, first I have gone to my email. Then I clicked 9 dots. Then I clicked forms, right? And I got this option, Google Forms. Now, if I want to create a new form, I can click on this blank or start a new form. Then after this, I can find the kind of form I want to create. If I want to take help of Gemini, it is up to me whether I want to take the help or not. Now see, untitled form, you can rename it questionnaire, whatever name you want to give. Right? If you click it here, the name will get automatically. Now here you can give some description about your form. You can introduce yourself like I am a scholar and your confidentiality will be maintained, responses will not be shared. And here you can type your questions. Like any question you have typed here, right? And then you want to give multiple choices, then you can click on the multiple choice. And from here, you can find the option. If you want respondents to select more than one option, you can click on check boxes. If you want them to respond on linear scale, you can click on linear scale options. Now see, in case of linear scale, you are getting these options. And here you can mention strongly disagree to strongly agree. We have just mentioned first 5 labels. Rest it will create on its own, right? And if you want to make this compulsory question, click on this required. If you want to create similar questions, okay, here I have to mention strongly agree. If you want to create similar questions, you can simply copy the question. Now see, instead of one question, we got 2 questions. Now see how it has created. Question 1. Strongly disagree, 1. Strongly agree, 5. Created by the system on its own. Now, again, you got this second question. Now you can simply edit it. You can mention your question here. And if you want to change, okay, it is disagree. You can edit it if you find anything. Edit option is there, right? Yes. If you want to change the order, you can do that. Then if you want to change this strongly, yes. Or you can say, mention anything, strongly agree or strongly disagree, what we have discussed apart from this. Yes, please. Mention any scale. Yes, please. Anyone? Any response you can mention here. Again, if you want to use the same scale, you can use. If you want to change the scale, you can change the scale. Strongly disagree if you have taken the same scale and you have simply changed the question. Now, if you want to change the order, again, if you want to make it a compulsory question, you can simply click on the option I have mentioned earlier. So this way you can add as many questions you like, and then you can save. If you want to add entirely new question, then you can click this plus sign and you can add your question here. Suppose you want some open-ended question, then rather than multiple choice, how much length you want, very short or a paragraph. If you want short answer, this is how it will appear. To make it compulsory, you can click required. And if you want to change the order, suppose I want this open-ended question to be at the end, just drag it from here and bring it down. So you can change the sequence. Okay. Once you get all the responses filled up, after this, one more thing that you need to take into consideration is the option that is of settings. Yes, here is the settings option. If you do not want any duplicacy, you do not want any respondent to fill this question 2 times, just click settings and click this option. I hope there is an option. If you want email addresses to be collected, then click email address by default. Yes. Questions, you can go through different settings. Okay. The question, yes, this is the option responses. Just drop down and select this. Turn on this button, limit to 1 response. This is important. If you turn on this option, respondents will be able to respond and fill this form once only. So you can get, you can avoid duplicacy from the same respondent. Once you are done, you have checked your questionnaire, you can click on publish. This option, right? And if you want to share this questionnaire through, yes. Now the next step is, you want to share the link and the link is too long, just shorten URL, copy, and then you can share it in WhatsApp or any other email wherever you want to share. One way to share. Another is, yes, here you can preview your questionnaire if you like, how it will look like, right? And here the responders link. Then what else we can do here? Yes, another way to share. Yes, this I have shown, right? If you want to undo anything or you want to invite the respondents, then you can use this. Various options are there. If you want to share by email, you can just mention the emails of the persons with whom you want to share. Clear? Okay. Once you gather the responses, after the questionnaire gets filled up, click on responses and click on this link to sheets. Create a new spreadsheet. Create. Now here a new spreadsheet will be opened and you will get respondents' responses here, as we have seen earlier, as I have shown you on the slides. I hope it is clear now. And now your Excel sheet is ready and you can import this data in SPSS or you can copy and paste in the SPSS. I hope this is clear.
Yes.
Okay. So if you want to know SPSS command, I will share it tomorrow. Right? Sufficient for today now?
Yes, yes, yes.
So you can practice this, how to create Google Forms, and discuss with me tomorrow if there is any doubt. And tomorrow I will show you how to use SPSS, especially the
Okay.
commands that we have seen today.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, over to Bhola sir now.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful session, and thanks to all the participants. So today we are done with day 1 session, and we will catch up tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Thank you once again, and thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Going up there.